What's going on, by Webster Style? Brian Sapp here with another edition of the NRW Checkpoints. Brian, how you doing today?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. A little sleepy, as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're here. And, this is E3 season. And
Supposed to be.
we got our entry from Nintendo. We'll probably talk more about this next week as well, because neither one of us has really gotten into it, got a chance to really watch it.
Right.
I think we did get that sort of teaser for Metro Prime 4, so we know it exists. So that is coming. But again, they'll probably switch to, there was a new Luigi and Mario game announced.
Yeah.
Is also a new
Brothership.
Is that the Mario RPG, or is that just more the action game?
Which one?
The Mario and Luigi game. Is that the new RPG?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they got a couple of announcements there. I heard good things about the show. I know I'd started watching somebody's review of it and I think it was the other day, I just fell asleep because I was tired. Again, there's been a lot going on this week personally and professionally.
Yeah.
So so we'll probably dive more in that. But from what I understand, Nintendo had a really good show. People were really excited. More so what I saw, a lot of people were really pissed off because, okay, Xbox had this show, Nintendo had this show. People like, Sony, WTF, man? Like, what? What's going on?
You mean Sony don't care? They don't care about us like that.
And that's the biggest look. We know they'll come back eventually. They'll have some heavy hitters out there, because we know some things are coming down the pipe, and we are all, as gamers, not just PlayStation or Xbox and Nintendo gamers, we're all looking forward to what Sony has coming. It's just that it's been such a long stretch of nothing that excites the gamers, nothing that says, hey, I want to play this game.
Right.
A good, again, outside of Spider-Man 2 and now Astrobot, a good year that we as a general gaming public haven't really seen anything. So Nintendo kind of just like, this is what we're doing. Because the funny thing is, and I know we got into specifics, but and I know you've heard the discourse before this current Nintendo Direct, like, oh, it's just like, what are they putting out? They're just doing a bunch of remakes. They're just doing this. They're just doing that. Like, people were kind of dogging them out. I'm like, they keep putting out games. Okay, it becomes a pain in the butt where everything that comes out is like, oh, this is a remaster from the DS or a re-release from the 3DS. And I'm like, look, I ain't faulting you for milking a system that, one, isn't going to be backwards compatible in the first place, but two, these are games that are like 10, 20 years old that have been stuck on that particular system.
Right.
That is, Nintendo in that regard has a situation that is unique really to them, that Microsoft and Nintendo, that makes Microsoft and Sony to a degree with the PSP and their games there, that could be and have been brought over, and we've seen that especially like in the Persona games, but they have a unique situation where they've had like two dedicated types of hardware for decades, and there's so many games that were pretty much assigned to that handheld hardware that now, since they essentially have a 2-in-1, like, hey, let's just bring it over here and we just do quote unquote a little bit of work, because I said it because I don't really know, into updating it and modernizing it and bringing it over to the current system. We can make more money with very little effort.
Right.
I ain't faulting you on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's business. Yeah.
Right. So that's something people had really dinged Nintendo about. But seeing this showcase and what I've seen so far, this Direct, has shut a lot of those people up. And really, the consensus online, I got people excited for what's to come, and we still haven't gotten an announcement of a Switch 2.
Right. And I just think I agree with what you're saying. I guess the only like maybe piece of discourse that was going, that had questions for Nintendo, which I feel like is fair, is like, what is going on with Donkey Kong, where we don't see the same level of attention that
Didn't they announce
Mario.
was it Donkey Kong Country HD?
Yeah, they're
Okay. Yeah, but where's a
re-releasing.
new game?
I think it's just a HD collection of the
Yeah,
old stuff.
yeah, but I'm saying, like, to your point, where's a new Donkey Kong
Oh,
game? Why is
right.
this character not been pushed into the limelight? Where's the development of new Donkey Kong
Right.
game? Like, in
Which
considering,
I feel like I don't know. I feel like that may be one of the selling points for the Switch 2 is they're gonna start focusing on some of those other classic IP. I feel like especially since the I want to say Nintendo Wii era, they
mhm,
have been like heavily focused on, Mario games.
right,
And that's cool because they've been selling everybody loves Mario. That's a W no matter what.
right,
But some of the other IP have got left behind. I feel like they're starting to kind of switch focus, like bringing Luigi more into the spotlight, at least having
mhm,
him next to Mario more. Princess Peach, making sure that her character gets a little bit more attention. Even Bowser is starting to get, you know what I'm saying, like a more a prevalent role in the
right.
overall Mario zeitgeist when it comes to Nintendo. I feel
Yeah.
like Nintendo 2 will start to see more like Donkey Kong, and I don't know, maybe they'll stretch into because Rayman isn't Rayman. I feel like
Ray-Ban's Ubisoft.
okay. So what else other than Donkey Kong that they usually have over there? Obviously
Kirby,
Pokemon, but that's
Kirby.
W.
Kirby's got a lot
Yeah,
of love this generation.
he
Yeah.
definitely did.
Well,
I don't know.
you would
Donkey
think
Kong
though,
really just the one.
yeah. I
Donkey
mean,
Kong, Diddy Kong, that whole franchise.
yeah, because what we got that F-Zero 99 because people want like a proper F-Zero game. I mean, they're like we
I
haven't
mean,
got a proper
that's fair.
F-Zero game since the GameCube, if I remember correctly. So
That's
Nintendo
fair.
has a bunch of franchises, but you would have thought, and mind you, it's been what 2 years since the Mario movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought with the popularity of that they would go back and maybe this AC collection is a result of that, but hopefully with the Switch 2, we'll see some mainline Donkey Kong games coming.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the draw because
Yeah,
I remember Nintendo confirmed that they're gonna do like a whole multiverse thing with their movies and kind of like connect Mario
right,
and Donkey Kong and all the other
right.
movies that they have coming. So I feel like that they probably will start to show some love to Donkey Kong, but that's that's the main criticism I saw from the showcase. Like, why
Right.
are we remastering Donkey Kong instead of just giving us a new one?
Because
But
it's an
other
easy way
than
to make
that,
money. You know why that is. It's an
right,
easy way
exactly.
to
I
make
know,
money.
because I mean,
And you know
obviously,
what though? I agree with you, but I can't say the fans don't want it. And that's the thing.
no,
I mean,
they definitely want it.
it's not like what was the game that Sony showed off, that 5-on-5 game?
Um,
Concord. It's not like Concord.
oh,
It's not
Sony,
like they're giving us something that we just don't want and don't care about. Nintendo is giving us games that we actually want and care about.
right?
Even if they're HD remasters, like
Hmm.
we care as
Yeah,
gamers,
definitely,
nostalgia and their history. So I don't fault them that well, but we do want some new
definitely not.
experiences in these worlds and with these characters.
Yes,
But
and
we
hopefully
are getting a
we'll
Metro
start to
Prime
get
4.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope that this remaster, this HD collection or whatever they do, I hope that's like just the door is opening because Donkey Kong, like that's a whole nother like that's a really big monster over there when it comes to Nintendo. I think
Yeah.
they like if they really want to sell, make some more money. Come on, Donkey Kong is
Yep.
the way to go. They got this is the people love Donkey Kong and Diddy
Yep.
Kong and the one with the girl and I don't know, but
Yep.
yeah, I had to check out the Nintendo Direct. I've
Yeah.
seen like a few like clips or here and there, whatever. It was mostly, from my understanding, focused on Mario and Zelda, the Zelda
Yeah.
properties, whatever. There are a
Yeah,
few
there's a
other
game
games.
with Zelda having to save Link. I heard about that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
it's done in like
Yeah.
is it in the 2D format?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch the trailer. I
Because
just
like I
read
said,
about it.
whatever recap I was watching,
Mhm.
I fell asleep. So I know my eyes was closed, and I was listening to them talk about the game, and they're like these
Right.
time warps or something, and Zelda has to go and rescue Link because he was eaten up by one of these time warps, and I forget the name of the game. But I haven't actually gone back to look at like what the game looks like. I think it's like a 2D style game, if I remember correctly.
Right. It may be, but I don't know. I'll check it out though.
Yeah. But we'll probably come back next week, ladies and gentlemen, after we actually have time to sit and watch and see if there's anything that we really burning want to talk about when it comes to 10.
Right.
Let's get to our new games. We got a mix of new games this week and games that are just appearing on other systems. First up, I don't know if it's just Blood or hashtag Blood, and it's BLUD. It's dropping on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Save your friends, fight off the vampire apocalypse, and save the horrors of freshman field hockey practice. Survive the horrors of freshman field hockey practice in Blood, a delightfully zany animated dungeon crawler that blurs the line between action RPGs and hyperkinetic 90s cartoons. And of course, we're watching the trailer for that.
Great, because I'm interested.
Right. I saw that and I'm like, oh, gotta.
Maybe it's Pound Blood since they
might be. Oh, Pound Blood. That makes sense. Pound Blood.
I mean, I'm just because they talking about 90s cartoons. I mean, before we start calling the hashtag, it was definitely a pound sign.
Yes, it was.
So maybe it's Pound Blood. We'll see.
Next, we have Metal Slug Reloaded dropping on PS4, 5, Xbox One, SX, Switch, and PC. Metal Slug, the classic action shooter, retains its detailed 2D pixel look and is now a tower defense game with beginner-friendly controls. Interesting. Help familiar characters grow and build the strongest deck. Use all sorts of strategies to crush enemy bases. The game also features another story which fans won't want to miss, and gallery mode. War it out with players all over the world for the highest title.
Okay.
I don't know. Metal Slug, tower defense just don't work in my head.
You don't? No?
I mean, it could work. Let me phrase that. It doesn't sound like something I want to play. That's the better way for me to put it.
That makes sense.
It probably work. I can see it working from a logistics standpoint, but
I want to see the trailer.
Yeah, we are not watching the trailer for that one though.
Okay, I'll have to find that because I don't know. It's not a strategy game. It's just a classic action shooter.
It said tower defense. They're remaking it into a tower defense sort of run and gun shooter is turned into a tower defense game.
Okay. Yeah, I need to see the trailer.
Yeah. Next up, we have Still Wakes the Deep, which apparently has gotten pretty good reviews. I think it's critical like 83 when I kind of scrolling through yesterday. Dropping on PS5, Xbox Series S, X, and PC, and it is currently on Game Pass. So it's there if you got Game Pass. You don't going to pay anything extra to pay it. Still Wakes the Deep is a return to the first-person narrative horror genre from the Chinese Room, creator of the critically acclaimed games such as Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and Dear Esther. You are an offshore oil rig worker fighting for your life through a vicious storm, perilous surroundings, and the dark, freezing North Sea waters. All lines of communication have been severed. All exits are gone. All that remains is to face an unknowable horror that's come aboard. Okay, that already sounds like, creepy as all good up.
Right.
And we are watching the trailer for that one.
Okay.
Next up, we have Echo Generation Midnight Edition on the Switch and PC. Echo Generation is a turn-based action-adventure game with a supernatural twist. Strange things are afoot in Mapletown. Mysterious crash leads you on a spooky adventure through your hometown, battle monsters, complete quests, and unearth secrets to reveal a conspiracy that transcends time. Now, this is an update of the original Echo Generation. I think it came out about 2 years ago. It's now dropping on Steam for the first time. I think it was locked behind the walls of the Epic game store, but this is actually on Game Pass when it dropped. The original game dropped, so I played a little bit of it. It's a pretty fun game. You definitely get the Stranger Things sort of vibe, and they were definitely going for that with the, I think it's more like a 90s sort of setting than 80s, but you definitely get like a Stranger Things sort of vibe. And in the artwork, sort of pixelated 3D artwork was really cool as well. So I enjoyed my time playing it, so I'm pretty sure this includes any sort of like DLC or whatnot that was created for the original game as well.
Okay.
Next up, we have Dicefolk on the Switch, is also on PC and dropped on PC, I think, in February, if I remember correctly. Wield magical dice and build a team of powerful chimeras to stop a mysterious evil in this tactical roguelike adventure. As a chimera summoner, recruit and create your perfect team of mythological beasts and command them to victory using unique dice mechanics.
Okay.
So it's called Dicefolk. Makes sense. Yeah, it really does.
Remind me of that time Yu-Gi-Oh started doing dice.
Right. Okay. And there's other dice game. There was an RPG, I forget what it's called, but it was you kind of rolled the dice to go along the board. So it had that sort of tabletop sort of mechanics. I gotta remember what it was called. But I know dice was in the title and it was on Game Pass, and I played a little bit. It was pretty cool. Okay. Next up, we have Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Now, this is a game that's been out for a while in VR, but it now comes to traditional consoles and in the PS5. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 is the sequel to the terrifying VR experience that brought new life to the iconic horror franchise. As a brand new Fazbear employee, you'll have to prove you have what it takes to excel in all aspects of pizzeria management. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's been out already. And
yeah.
Okay, so next up is Dystopika. Instead of Dystopika. So Dystopika is on PC only. It's a small city builder inspired by cyberpunk and the wanderlust of cities that never sleep. Place buildings, giant billboards, and towering holograms working in harmony with procedural generation for landscapes, traffic, and lights to create your own future metropolis rich with vibes and ambiance. Escape to your own little dystopian dreams or nightmares. That sounds like it's all you, Brian.
Yeah, it's a Sim City builder.
Yeah, basically, I saw that and I'm like, this is Brian. This is Brian all over based on our conversation.
Is there a trailer happening?
No, we don't. We're not watching that. We're watching Still Wakes the Deep, Blood, and then the next game we're going to talk about, or in this case DLC, but it pretty much costs the price of a game, so it better be humongous.
Okay.
So next up is a game that I still haven't played, but for obvious reasons, if you know, you know, I like. Let's Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, dropping on the PS4, 5, Xbox One SX, Switch, and PC. Oh, not Switch. It is not on the Switch. It is just on the PC and the consoles. I didn't erase the Switch because there ain't no way that's on the Switch. Maybe Switch 2 when it comes out.
I said, huh?
So Shadow of the Erdtree is an expansion to Elden Ring, the 2022 Game of the Year. Dark and intense Elden Ring, the Shadow of the Erdtree, as players continue their quests with the freedom to explore and experience the adventure at their own pace. And I say full price, meaning I believe is retailing for $39.99, which honestly,
that's DLC price.
But not just that, I'm assuming it's large DLC price. It's like half a game DLC price. DLC based on everything we've heard about this DLC. It has been 2 years.
Yeah.
That's, a decent amount of time with existing assets based on what we hear about the game industry and how they work to really develop something substantial. And for Bandai, Namco, and then From Software, I don't believe they would give half-ass DLC for $40.
Right. It don't make
sense. That's just me. Yeah, that don't make sense.
Especially for the 2022 Game of the Year.
Yeah. I don't believe they would try to, because people would be pissed. There are too many. Look, I met a guy at a conference this week and we were talking. And because of obvious things, and if you know, he's like, I won't forget because that's my favorite game, Elden Ring. Like literally, like game came up while I was working. So yeah, it was one of those things where like a lot of people love this game, and I don't think they would just go in for a quick, cheap cash grab with this game would be based. Because I can see you could have a DLC for this, in another 2 years. That's what a 6-year lifespan for this game, retail wise. At 2 years, yeah, whatever it is, 4 years to because 2 years from now, so it'll be a 4-year lifespan for this game. From a DLC standpoint, that's pretty good. So
yeah,
but yeah. So those are all the releases. First up, we have the extended trailer for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree.
Okay.
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song.
Is there no hope for redemption? The answer, sadly, is clear.
Man, these creature designs are something else.
Right. I don't know. At some point, I'm gonna have to go ahead and play Elden Ring.
The mere sight of
Ain't
your
heard a bad thing.
my heart flutters.
I see something, I'm like, this is nice.
All the more I yearn to crush it in
I
my
want to see these creature designs in live action, boy. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that would be dope.
The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame.
Yeah, really.
The fog that vexed my aging faculties has been lifted, and follies better left forgotten haunt me once again.
You know, one of the things I really like about not just Elden Ring specifically, but
such as it is.
these From Software Souls-like games, and obviously they created Dead Souls.
For the birth
They have been able to
coming of a
really push the graphical fidelity of like the Xbox One and the PS4, and it's really amazing in that regard. And I'm pretty sure this is probably being shown from like Xbox Series X or PS5 or PC hardware, honestly. But still, just the fact that they are able to do what they do with those last gen systems, I think companies like this really are one of the reasons why over half people haven't adopted current gen systems and still like me. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, because what's the point? Okay, that looks cool.
Yeah. It does look cool.
I'm gonna have to give Elden Ring a try, man. I keep seeing it, I keep hearing about it. DLC looked pretty cool. I'm like, okay, they might have sold me on this. I guess that was the plan. Try to get some new people in there. Right. But I don't know. I'm starting to gravitate, at least for my RPG games, more towards the games that do this, where they'll give you like DLC to extend the story and more DLC to extend the story, and then it's like, oh, here's number 2. You're like, oh, okay, so like, yeah, build a story out. Sure, you know, I want these games timely. You know, come with them now. But I like the story building.
Also, I think that this really exemplifies what gamers want instead of trying to charge us. And again, I'm assuming that the Shadow of the Erdtree is a pretty lengthy DLC, but not lengthy enough to warrant a whole game. A lot of companies would just slap this as a full game release, and try to charge you full price for it. Right. And they, we talk about DLC and microtransactions and everything. I think a lot of companies miss the mark when it comes to really extending a game, and they do cheap cash grabs.
Yes.
Instead of offering quality DLC at a reasonable price. Looking at, while it's not quite the same, something like a yearly sports title, Madden or whatnot. There's no reason why Madden, and outside of getting people to pay $70 every year for it,
right?
There's no reason why it shouldn't be a roster update and a patch adding some new features. Because they're using the same engine and stuff from last year. They're not redoing that from the ground up, but companies do that all the time, and it's refreshing to see. And again, assuming Erdtree is a pretty lengthy DLC where you give your customers a fair price for a lengthy expansion instead of trying to fleece them for a full price game, and the game isn't full price. Like if this is an 8-hour sort of thing,
keep it.
I think that's more than reasonable for $40.
Yeah, I can agree.
Mean, hell, Senua's Saga, I think that's $49, so it's $50, and most people saying that clocks in about 8 to 10 hours. That's reasonable.
And it is I agree.
Yeah, for a very high quality game like that, yeah, it's reasonable. So, all right, so that's our take on that. Next up, we have Still Wakes the Deep.
Still Wakes the Deep.
You bring the police to my door, to my rig.
Yeah, the police.
I can sort this, right? I just need time. Don't you answer me back! You're fired.
To my shit.
You hear me? Fired. Jesus, Gregor! Gregor!
Oh my God. What in the world?
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Like just in that brief flash, you saw so much of the general bleakness of being on an oil rig, the kind of like the metal and the rustedness, and even the isolation of being in the middle of the North Sea. But then you see the horror that happened.
Because that's the last thing you want to be when some aliens attacking.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
I need to be where I can have full access and motion.
Right.
I can't be in the water. I don't want to be in no sky. I need to be on the ground, shaking bait. That looks really good though, and it's crazy. I haven't played.
No, I was thinking that's definitely a game I'm gonna have to watch somebody on Twitch play.
Right.
Somebody's gameplay. No, only because I doubt I'll get into it that much as a player, but as a viewer, I think I'll be very engaged in that.
And I was just getting ready to say that, like, I haven't. My gaming journey hasn't taken me towards games like that, where it's more so focused on the story that's being told, like, because it don't look like he really got any powers or anything. Got a little flashlight, he can climb. Yeah, right. So I don't know. I think those games make for great games to stream, but I don't know. It looks interesting though. Like
very much so.
I would play it if it was like, I just was like, I just want to chill and see where the story goes. But yeah, it looks good though.
Yeah, it's good. All right, yeah, I agree. I may boot it up just because I can and see what it's like.
Because Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly, because Game Pass. Next up, last we have this week, we have either Pound Blood or hashtag. I go with Pound Blood. That sounds better considering like you're defeating vampires.
Yeah, I feel that. I agree.
About inexplicable enigmas found in hashtag blood. What you are about.
Hashtag.
Hashtag. Okay. Right.
Tonight, we bring you the captivating story of the town of Carpentersville, a seemingly placid place plagued by a series of inexplicable events and lovers gone missing. But for newcomers Becky Brewster and her father David, the town offers a fresh start at a new school and a job at the headquarters of tech giant Perch. As the Brewsters settle into their new lives, the ordinary collides with the paranormal, and Becky is thrust into an underworld of darkness, awakening a primeval menace and a calling she was born for. Vampire hunting. It's a tale that unfolds on phones, in dungeons, at the mall, a taqueria, and the business end of a hockey stick named Brenda. An ancient corruption is seeping through the very foundations of society. Dark influences permeating the internet, aided by her motley crew of friends. The high school janitor? Really? Becky brings the fight to evil. But who's behind it all? Can Becky stop them? Will she solve the riddles hidden within that strange cookbook? What is the mega multiverse? And who's driving this bus anyway? It's a race against time and technology with the fate of Carpentersville hanging in the balance. If you or anyone you know believes they can aid Becky in her quest to save Carpentersville, we invite you to please wish list now.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, I like it as well. It's
I see the 90s influence.
Yeah, definitely. And I love the voiceover, the old school
infomercial type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I want that on other consoles, not just Switch and PC.
I did. Well, I mean, it looked perfect for the Switch.
Yeah,
I can see it on the PC as well. But yeah, that game probably would do well on other consoles also.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it is. It's PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Okay, I got you.
Okay. Well,
gotta check that.
I'm in there either way.
All right. So that's it for our games this week. Brian, what's going on with you this week?
Nothing at the moment. As you can see, I'm a little behind on the gaming news. So, right. I need to catch up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this week. It's kind of busy or unfocused. Who knows? One of the two. Either way, I'm writing out the next episode for the Talk+Play Blerd Pod. Kendrick just had an amazing display of showmanship.
I saw that.
Yes. And I have to talk about this.
Is it more showmanship or is it more savagery?
But however you want to call it. However you want to call it. All at the end of the day.
Times?
Right. At the end of the day, they not like us.
I don't blame them though, but
me either. But this is a great show. So I'm gonna definitely be talking about that because I did watch most of it live. They were streaming it or whatever on Amazon and Twitch. Some albums came out that I'm really enjoying. Don Toliver and Normani, Kaytranada. Obviously, I gotta talk about all these games, showcases and whatnot.
Yes.
I actually started Tales of Kenzao. Kenzao?
Okay. Yes, I remember. Yeah. We talked about
I've been playing that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool.
I like the imagery and the representation in there. I feel like we're in for a good game.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and TV is TVing. The House of the Dragons is back. I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about. So I'm getting that ready. Hopefully by this time next week it'll be out and something worth talking about.
Got you.
What about you?
This week has been a light week where as the time squared is already Thursday and the week's almost over, but dropped a video on just some basic style essentials about why you're gonna wear a suit or blazer, you should put a pocket square in there. That's about it this week. But I got a recording with comic creator Max Hoven this weekend, so that'll be up more by the time we record again. So that'll be up, and a couple other things that are in the pipe. But for the rest of this week, we just chilling. It's been a lot between wrestling last night, work commitments. Just been it's gonna be a chill weekend. So. But that's it for us. You know what it is. We're about gaming here on NRW Nerds Rule the World. Make sure you follow us on New Release Wednesday. On Instagram, on X, follow us at the NRW. And of course, you're on YouTube. You're on Alphabet's baby is Cash Cow, which continues to cut ad revenue. But make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe to make sure you keep up to date on all the latest happenings with Nerds Rule the World.